Muscle, 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 flex! It is Tough Nut Thursday on The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. We've got the Spartan Family coming in to join us in studio to show us how to stretch it out and how to be as tough a cookie as them. Plus, we've also got Cheah giving us some weightlifting tips and showing us how he used to be a professional dancer. Don't go away! This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. Hello and welcome to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. It's Vesak Day and Tough Nut Thursday, which means that we're going to be bringing you all the brains and brawn to get you through the circuit breaker season.
We hope your morning is going well so far. I bet it is if you were up at first light for our seniors workout.
Or if you boxed it out with the lads from Uppercut.
That's right. Whatever it is, we're glad you're hanging out with us.
Now don't forget that later on you can leave
To that, let's take a look at the numbers. We have a total of 788 new cases as of yesterday, 13 of which are community cases, 11 Singaporeans and PRs, and 2 work passes.
16 work permit holders are residing outside of the dormitories and 759 inside the dormitories. 93% are linked to known clusters. It is very important that we keep doing our part. Not only just to keep the numbers down and to see that downward trend, but also to maintain morale here in Singapore. Now, COVID-19 has severely impacted the lives of the migrant workers here in Singapore. And
definitely.
I think it's something that we really have to talk about. Like, these guys they're here to build our country.
Exactly. So, you know, day in, day out, they put in so much work. And, you know, if you look at the silver lining, in a sense, at least a lot of awareness is being brought about their presence and the kind of impact that they do have over here and how much they really, really do for us. So there have been various initiatives that have been rolled out to kind of recognize everything that they're going through and help just a little bit here and there. But there's something very special that has been rolled out, and it's called Love Translated.
So, Love Translated basically means that you can send your messages of care and encouragement via WhatsApp to the number 8110-5683. That's 8110-5683. And those messages will be forwarded to the foreign workers in their own native languages.
That's right. So you've got like Bengali, Hindi, Tamil, Mandarin, and Burmese. So all you need to do is just like send some words of encouragement. I mean, it's difficult not just when you're in a foreign country, but when you are not fluent in the local language as well. Mm-hmm. So hearing these messages for them, I think, would really help them to boost morale as well.
And I think it's important for us to see the messages that are going out there as well. So the full collection will be available on lovetranslated.org. So do your part and boost the morale, not only to keep them strong during these tough times, but also to show everybody that Singapore really does care.
That's right. Now, it's Tough Nut Thursday, and as is always, we have amazing giveaways for everyone today. Super duper special. Kelly and I are decked out in the Under Armour Rush gear, and there is the most epic sale that's going to happen on the UA Singapore website for a limited time only.
So it'll happen right from our show today. The moment we give you the code, it will go live all the way until 3 p.m. today. It's very important to note that you have to check out your cart by 3 p.m. using the code, which we will give you in a short while. We've also got 3 shoe bags to be given away as well. So if you would like to walk away with those shoe bags, what do they have to answer?
All you need to tell us is, where are you gonna flex your new UA gear? I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm just gonna do grocery shopping in it at the moment.
Or maybe just work out at home. Or maybe show us a bathroom flex. Whatever it is, we want to know. You just have to like and share our stream on Get Active TV's Facebook page. And just comment below, where are you going to get your flex on in your new UA gear? Is it in the bathroom? Is it in the kitchen? Is it in the living room? Or is it at NTUC? I don't know.
We've also got a great lineup of guests for you today. We've got the Spartan family coming in. Well, two of them, because they live in the same household.
Yes.
So it's okay.
Okay.
Going to be leading the stretch, and Kelly's going to be having a chat with them. We've also got Team Singapore athlete Cheah coming in. If you have any questions for our guests, don't forget to drop us a comment so that we can roll it out and when we can chat with them as well and bring up your questions.
We're going to go for a short break, but when we return, don't forget that Under Armour promo code coming your way, as well as the daughter, the absolute champion, like we have all her medals as proof, Hera, coming on the show. Don't go anywhere. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is this ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always sinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. Wake up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
Hello, welcome back to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. Now, every single day we bring you through a little stretch session, and usually these people are physiotherapists, osteopaths, Pilates instructors, but today we thought we'd bring someone in who's a little bit different. She's about 20 years younger than our typical guest here on this segment, and she is none other than Hera. Belonging to the famous Spartan family, she is the first Singaporean to have raced and won on US soil in the Spartan races. She's also got the most accolades here in Singapore, and while she is an absolute beast on the obstacle course, she's a little bit nervous here today, so guys, be kind and send us some love in the comments. Hello, Hera, welcome.
Hello.
Look at you. You're so shy and retiring. Before we get into the stretches, one thing I want to know, exactly how many medals do you have?
There are a lot of medals. I cannot keep track of how many there are.
Too many to count. So when did you first start racing? How old were you?
I was 12. I started in 2016. I did a kids race with my sister. We were so small, like running.
Yeah, I was going to say, now you're not so small. You're probably taller than me, which is kind of embarrassing for me right now. But yeah. So when you were 12 years old and you've been racing ever since, and did you start with the objective of going and being a total badass? Or did you just start for fun?
No, it was really just for fun. And then my sister and I, we had a lot of fun that race, and we started to do more. We started to do all the races in Singapore every year. And in 2018, I did a competitive race, and I represented Singapore for the Kids World Championships in Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you're at the sports school and you are following an individual program because there is no one else like her. So she is paving the way for obstacle course racers out there who are aspiring from as young as however old you were, right? So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that journey in Sport Singapore and with the sports school.
It is tough training alone. I find it really tough. I have no motivation. I train alone, so it's like a mental game. It's a big mental game. I can't be with my family. They always motivate me. They train with me at home whenever I'm at home. So I really miss that. But do it for the sport.
You do it for the sport, the love of the sport. I like that. And I like that you are blazing this trail in this new arena of sport. And your ultimate goal is to?
Represent Singapore in the Olympics for obstacle course racing.
That is such a good goal to have. Like, it's really nice to see and hear from aspiring Olympians, simply because like people who are young, like you guys are the new blood, and this is who you need to follow, guys. You need to be following this young woman who is going to be representing Singapore on the world stage. Okay, so today, because you're at home and the only obstacles that you're likely going to be jumping over is your couch and a cushion on the floor, we are going to help you aspire to your next Spartan race. So today we're going to be doing the stretches that you do before you would typically go in for a race. So talk us through that routine and what you would be doing.
So I normally start off with some head rotation. So I'll stretch my head to the right, to the left, and get some cracks. Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness me, what was that sound? Okay, yeah,
And then
okay.
front and back.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll just do rotations to the left and to the right.
And I guess it's very important for you to make sure that your body is warmed up, because a Spartan race involves engaging your entire body
Yeah.
in so many ways. Go on then, what's the next thing? So now we've warmed up our neck.
Next is just some shoulder rotation. So we start with small circles to the front, and then we gradually get bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah.
And this is all the preparation for like the monkey bars, the climbing and all
Over
of
the
that.
walls.
Over the walls, right?
And then we go the other way. Start
Uh-huh.
small and then go big.
Small and big, okay. Always important to look after your shoulders, especially as you get older. You realize how easy it is to pop a shoulder or get some rotator
And
cuff
then you can
injuries.
crack them if you can.
How do
you
you
crack them?
You can crack your shoulders. What, girl, you weird. Okay, all right.
So then we're going to a plie.
Now this is where you crack too. Okay, I'm not going to feel so bad now. Oh, crack, crack, crack. There we go.
And then straighten our left hand. This
Okay.
will stretch the inner thighs.
Oh, yep. Stretched, suitably stretched.
And the other side.
Oh, there's
Oh,
this
I
back.
heard that. Then we straighten our legs.
Early morning, right? Okay.
Yeah. Hands behind our back and
Yep.
go down.
Okay. All right, you're a lot more flexible than me. This is youth, people. This is youth.
Then we release our hands.
Uh-huh.
Get
Oh.
more stretch.
Okay. Back in.
Yep. Then we'll grab our right leg.
Oh, right. Okay, that's not going to happen for me. Okay. Oh, I feel a nice stretch across the spine there. Okay.
And then we get down to a lunge.
Okay, a lunge. Okay, very good.
But with our legs straight.
Oh, leg straight. Okay, up.
Do some bounces.
Do some bounces, bouncing up and down. I like that. It's a nice warm up for the hip flexors, especially first thing in
Yeah.
the morning as well.
And you can pull it back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that's not happening. You stretch, girl. You stretch. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
I'm just stretching out my leg here. Yeah.
This one stretches the back.
Okay. Yes, I can.
You
I
can
can do
crack
that.
it.
Oh, yes, I can do that. A nice back crack would be
Nice
good.
back
Oh, there we go.
Then right leg over
Yep.
the left leg.
Good lord.
And then we reach down.
Yeah, that's not happening. And this is why I don't do obstacle course race. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love working out and I love stretching, but I'm just not as flexible as you. How important is flexibility when you're doing Spartan race?
It's really important. There are a lot of obstacles that require you to put your leg up and reach for things. Like when you climb over walls, the flexibility really does help.
Climbing over, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's something I do very often. Climb over walls.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've got we're very, very lucky because you and your mother live in the same household. So we
Yeah.
actually have your mother in studio as well. Because this is a family affair, Mother's Day is obviously coming up this weekend. So we're going to come back with you, but first, you're all decked out in Under Armour nicely today, and we've and your mom is as well. We do have a promo code coming up after the break, so sit tight, 40% off until 3 p.m. So you need to make sure that you are getting those shopping carts filled up with everything that you want after the show, and then you can click out after we give you that promo code. It's going to be coming up after the break, after we chat with Hera and her mother. I'm very, very excited to get her mummy on as well. So sit tight. We will be right back. I'm going to continue working on my stretches because apparently getting over a wall is the thing to be doing. Don't go anywhere. This is the morning show with Kelly and Barbara, and at the moment, Hera, who's been trying to get me obstacle course flexible, which is clearly not going to happen. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after the break.
Step right up, draw the next card. You one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Are we sinking? I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. One of these days you're gonna feel it. One of these days I'm gonna feel this haze. And a wake up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
Hello, welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Barbara's still nipped off because she decided that Spartan racing wasn't her thing, so she's left me with my fellow UA family. Hera, her mother Ima, joining us in studio today. And of course, because you're family, we're allowed to have you guys sitting next to each other because you guys live in the same household. So that's great. We've already spoken with Hera a little bit and spoken about how she is one of the most prolific Singaporeans who has gone overseas as a youth to represent Singapore, fly our flag whilst competing in Spartan races around the world. And I think it is absolutely incredible that you are so young and your dreams are so big but totally achievable. I can completely see you on the top step of a podium of the Olympics. I can't wait to see that day happen, and sort of when it does happen, then you can be like, we saw it here first on Get Active TV. But Ima, let's talk a little bit about you and the family as a whole. So we know that it was you that started Hera with Spartan racing first, right, with your sister?
Yeah.
And then what happened? How did it all develop from there?
Okay, so the girls actually saw a Spartan ad in 2015. It was the first Spartan race in Nickel Highway. And then they said, we should all do it as a family. And I was looking at the advertisement, I was like, it's muddy, obstacles, no way. So I actually told them, if there is the same race again the following year, I'll promise I will sign up, because I wasn't ready. But deep inside my heart, I was telling myself, impossible. It's not going to happen. No way that any Singaporean will want to continue that kind of race, right?
Why though? I mean, yourself. Is that your first?
Oh no, that was in Gold Coast and in US.
Oh, wow, that looks hardcore. Okay, let's get back to it. So when was your first Spartan race?
So it was in May 2016, and then I did 5 kilometers with 20 obstacles. Right, it was a total disaster. Oh, no. I don't even know what burpee was, so I had to Google and watch on YouTube how people actually do a burpee.
Oh, so really starting from the basics. And you were a lot larger than you are now, weren't you? So tell us a little bit about that.
So I was huge. I was heavy, close to about 90 kilos.
Wow.
And then I was leading a very sedentary life, so never interested in girls' activities. Yeah. I don't like outdoors, don't even like to walk. If I can grab, I would just grab or drive, right?
We beg her to go to the park. She doesn't even want to go to the park.
Oh no.
And it was right downstairs.
Oh, it's just like literally
it was
right
downstairs.
Oh wow. So what created that shift in mindset?
So when Hera actually reminded me, or Jada said that, "Mummy, you promised." So and immediately my husband was like, "Okay, she promised, yes, let's register." So he registered for all 4 of us. So Hera and Jada did the kids race, while me and my husband, we did the adult race. So a group of us, all noobs, didn't do Spartan race before.
Yep.
So we trained like a month before the race. So we thought that we are doing awesome. We are doing like push-up every day. We thought that, okay, it's enough. But until the actual race, it was disaster.
Oh no. So what was such a disaster?
I can't even cross the first hurdle, the first obstacle, which is the 4-foot wall. I don't even know how to get across it. And then at the 2 kilometers mark, I wanted to give up. I was telling myself, why do I even put myself in such a difficult, challenging situation, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember I did like close to 300 burpees, so practically failing almost all the obstacles.
300 burpees sounds like a very, very painful punishment.
I was broken, right? But the moment we jumped the fire, that's the finishing of the race, right? And then when I saw Hera and Cheah at the end, and they shouted, "Mommy, you did it! You actually did it!" So that was like 2.5 hours later. So I told myself, yeah, you know what? I did it, and I survived, right? So let's do this again. I mean, I will come back stronger. I will train for the obstacles that I failed, and then clear it. Because if other people can do it, why is it that I'm able and I can't do it? So I challenged myself, and the first thing that I started doing was burpees. I was doing like 30 burpees every single day for a long time.
Mentally preparing yourself to clock in the burpees, right? I think that's the thing that has always put me off. I've just been like, I'm going to end up doing so many burpees. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So, okay, so now that you are fit, you're strong, it's clearly become a very big family bonding activity. How has this formed you guys as a family?
We spend a lot more time together. We train together. We go overseas a lot more together for races. So we go overseas a lot more.
So that's the
trips.
perk. that's what you like about it. I see. But so that bonding element. So this whole fitness level is really sort of.
So we actually plan our family vacation around the Spartan races around the world, and we, of course, Hera is in sports school, right? So the moment she's back at home, we will start with Friday evening walk before the circuit breaker, and then the Saturday morning we'll make sure that we clock the mileage together, and then there's a lot of strength training,
going out, playing obstacles.
So how are you training for obstacles? Because like you talk about like don't know how to scale a 4-foot wall. Like I wouldn't even know where to find a 4-foot wall. Like where do you find things to do?
So the fundamental of clearing the obstacles is not exactly on the obstacles itself, right? Because you don't have access to the obstacles. But we are very fortunate because Spartan community comprises of many wonderful people, and one of them, our go-to person is actually Shrek. Right?
I love Shrek. So, we had him on the show the other day.
Last
He's
week, right?
Fabulous. Yes.
So we always ask him like, okay, Shrek. So we fail at this obstacle. He will always give us sound advice. It's not the obstacle specific, so you need to train your grip. So training grip means what? Kettlebell. or what other, he will break it down for us, right? So we are very fortunate to have him. And of course, when there is an opportunity, whenever Spartan has got a pop-up tryout, so that's where we will practice. Like
We
we'll
spend the whole day there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Or like a few days in a row.
But that's great as well for the community, because then when people see you guys actually doing it, clearing things, then they're like, oh, what is this? And I guess you're just growing the community from the ground up, right?
Exactly.
Especially when people see Jada do it. She's like super small. But she's going around clearing what we can
The
do
adults'
and
obstacles.
better.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's doing it better than us. Yeah.
So Jada's 4 years younger than you, right? Like, she's like, look at that. She's so cute. Like, oh goodness me, you have a very adorable family. Like, it is so nice to see you guys come together like this. But as an older sister, Hera, like, you've got 4 years on your younger sister. How heavily have you influenced her?
Well, there are many things that I do after when she watches me do it, she really wants to do it too. Everything that I do, she ends up doing too.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah. And sometimes I say, I would like to get better at like the multi-rig.
Yeah.
And she just
clears it.
She just does it better than me. I get schooled a lot by her.
So annoying, right? Sometimes.
It is very annoying.
The youth element comes into play very, very quickly.
Yes.
Obviously, Ima, that you must feel that as well. Your girls clearing so many things, and they've got very young bodies. They're agile, they're supple. As like we're older, right, and a lot more prone to injury. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've gone through as a result of all of this.
Okay, so I was being very adventurous, right? After the first race, it was a 5 kilometer sprint with 20 obstacles. So I got more adventurous, signed up for a 21 kilometers, and never clocked 10 kilometers before. So 21 kilometers with 30 obstacles in Bintan. And at the 9 kilometer mark, I actually heard a snap on my right ankle. And I assumed it was a muscle cramp. And everyone in my group said, nothing, it's mind over matter, you just clear it. But it took us 6 hours to clear that 21 kilometers. And at the end of the finishing line, they were frustrated with me. My ankle was swollen. I didn't know what it was. So the next day when we went back to Singapore, did an x-ray, nothing wrong. But the doctor said that I suspect could be something wrong with your ligament. Go and get your MRI done. And true enough, I had 3-ton ligament close to grade 3.
Oh my goodness me, and you were still trying to complete 21 kilometers on that. Oh my goodness.
She came home that day on a wheelchair, and she was like, and Jada and I had no idea what happened because we didn't follow them to the race. And Daddy was telling us like, quickly, do things, and we're just like,
Do what
we
things?
had no idea what was happening.
Oh no. So how long has that taken to heal?
So 3 months in the cast and then 3 months in air boot. But I took a whole year of rehab and recovery, right?
Wow.
So that's when the whole of 2017 I was on recovery, and then 2018 is when, you know, like when you release the animal and then you leash the beast. So I was like going crazy, like going for all the races that we can go.
So many races. How many races do you do?
I don't know.
It's like more than 15.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's more than one a month. That's a lot.
Yeah.
The toll on the body as well. Okay, so just to sort of wrap this up, people who are thinking of starting, whether young or slightly older, anyone thinking of starting obstacle course racing, Spartan racing, for example, what advice would you have for people?
So I think the first one is just get your cardio. I think that's the most fundamental, right? Cardio means you can just go for easy jog, easy run. Do not have to be strenuous sprint. Cardio is the base for all exercise element,
Slow
any
runs
sports.
would do.
Slow runs?
Really slow runs.
Yeah? My runs are pretty slow, so okay. All right, then as a youth, then, what advice would you have for someone who is aspiring to follow in your footsteps?
Like everyone else should do the runs. Running every day is really important, especially for a Spartan race, because it's 70% running. So the running is important. As much as we all would not like to run, it is important. You have to build up strength too, because there are many obstacles that require you to carry really heavy loads.
Yep.
And for
We can see.
in crazy terrains, they make you go uphill and climb back down. It can get crazy sometimes. So ensuring that you have enough strength to carry yourself and the weight is really important.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, ladies, for sharing. Now, we have mentioned you're decked out in Under Armour. Today is Under Armour Day. A 40% promo coming your way with the code GetActiveTV. It's valid until 3 p.m. today. Make sure you use the code GetActiveTV. No spaces, all capitals, and you can get 40% off whatever is in your cart on full price items on underarmour.com. Do it now, people, or rather do it after the show. Just finished watching the show. We're coming back after the break with John Cheah in a short while, and Barbara comes back to join me as well. This is The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. Remember, 3 shoe bags from Under Armour to be given away. Make sure you are commenting on our Facebook page, and make sure if you're shopping on underarmour.com, use the code GetActiveTV for that 40% discount. Go do it. We'll see you in a while.
Step right up, draw the next card. You one of the black animals, so get along with everybody else. Is this ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always sinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. Wake up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
Good morning and welcome back to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. I hope you have put all the UA stuff in your shopping cart. Kelly revealed the discount code just before the break. It is GetActiveTV for 40% off. Don't forget to like and comment and share and tell us where you're going to be flexing your new UA gear in order for you to potentially also walk away with a new Under Armour shoe bag. Kelly's popped off for a bit. I've tapped back in. I have with me today John Cheah, Team Singapore athlete for weightlifting. This is my version of weightlifting, just all the snatches and the clean jerks.
That's a bit more like Vogue, I think.
I mean, Vogue. So how you doing?
I'm all right.
How you been?
Trying to train. I think with all the gyms closed, it's a bit difficult to train now.
Yeah.
So we're just trying our best to keep it up.
Ride it through. So, okay, before we get into the all your weightlifting stuff and your Team Singapore stuff, a lot of people don't know. So we had your wife on about
Yes.
2 weeks ago.
I remember
Adeline came in for our dancer stretch where I looked absolutely ridiculous. She looks like water and she's so fluid.
She kind of makes people look like that when you're next to her.
Right, but
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't know is that you guys used to dance together.
Yeah.
Was that how you met?
That's how we met. Yeah.
It's a little love story. So we've got some pictures. So this is when the two of you were
yeah.
performing together.
We did.
What was this one for?
This was for the Sam Willows Take Heart tour. It was in Singapore in 2016, I think. It was at Sentosa. That was the first time we met. We actually met 6 rehearsals before this moment. So Yeah. When we first started,
Like all the hot eyes going on,
Yeah, she just came back from London because she was working there, and then they asked her like, can you do you have any friends who could do a duet for us, the Samuels? And she was like, no, all my friends are back there, and they were like, oh, we have a choice of 2 guys for you to choose from to dance
your
with.
pick.
Take your pick. One is the choreographer of the show, but he's a bit shorter than you. The other one, he hasn't
Shorter
danced.
than me?
Shorter than Adeline.
Oh, okay.
Shorter than Adeline, yeah. And the other one, he's taller than you, but he hasn't danced in a long time. So, you know, she was like, I'll just take the taller one.
So it was a new age Tinder choice.
And
there,
she was
wasn't
like,
it?
you
get A or B.
can't train height, right? So she was like, I'll just work with what I have. So Ben sent her a couple of my weightlifting videos, and she's like, wait, I thought you said he was a dancer, like, you know. So
Yeah.
and so she's like, at most, I'll just make him lift me. And then I'll just do the dance, and he can just stand there, you know,
Be the pole.
and be the whatever. So, but then we started rehearsal. She was really good. This is completely another thing. This is not Adeline. But yeah, that's how we met. So we started rehearsal. We got to know each other, and then yeah.
And then when did you get married?
We got married in 2017.
That pause, Adeline, if you're watching.
2017? I think 2017.
You're going to get an ass whooping when you get home.
2017 we got married.
So you were already dancing before. So what's your complete background when it came to dancing?
I'm not gonna say I was a dancer. I'm gonna say I was more of an actor. I did my training in acting, but because of the work that I got, it was very physical theater based, which is this picture.
Okay.
So a lot of physical theater, a lot of very avant-garde stuff.
Yeah.
And some of it had some contemporary dance, but then at the time, I mean, you're a freelance actor. They ask you, can you dance? I'm like, yeah.
No, okay.
and then
Sure.
you figure it out, and then but
Sorry, how much is the paycheck? I'll do anything you want.
Yeah, that's right.
You want me to be a dancer? I'll be a dancer. You want me to be a singer? I'll be a singer.
Yeah, so I mean, so I kind of learned on the job, right? Like how to move. I mean, I knew how to move already.
Yeah.
But then I think learning choreography in addition to like lines and stuff like that was a completely different thing. Some of the performances I did had no text at all, and it was all just like choreography or a set of like guidelines on stage.
Right.
So I wouldn't call myself a dancer because I'm married to one and I'm nowhere near that level. But I'm going to say, yeah, I used to have a history of performing.
And it's amazing because these are things that I've never really heard of before because I only ever see John in the gym at level. So I only know weightlifting John. I don't know dancing John. So what made that transition from, you know, performance, let's call it, to weightlifting?
I think there was a certain amount of time.
You look so young.
Oh man, that was 2018. That was Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. But I think there was a time when I was straddling both. I was training in the day and then going for rehearsals at night, and then age catches up with you, right? And you can't do both.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for people who do both. But I think I had to make a choice on which was more feasible for me. So I think weightlifting at the time had a bit more opportunities. They were sending me out for competitions more. There was a lot of improvement I was making there, very trackable improvement. So I was like, I mean, I think this is the smarter choice for me at the time.
Yeah, so we've got this video here. This was in China.
Yeah, so this was last year for the Asian Championships. This was I think the second out of 6 qualifying competitions for the Olympics, which was supposed to be this year, but when it will be, it's probably next year. So that was that was in Ningpo, the Asian Championships.
Right, and how did we do on that one?
So that was an interesting one because when you look at weightlifting in the world, Asia has the best weightlifting athletes.
Oh, okay.
So when you look at the games, you would think that, okay, when you rank like difficulty of the games, you think like SEA Games is like the easiest, you know, and then followed by maybe Asian Games and Commonwealth Games in terms of like how prestigious or how the skill in the grand scheme of things, and then Olympics is kind of like the highest kind of thing. In weightlifting, it's a bit different because you have all the powerhouses in Asia. Right, so to get, if the games has like Asia in front of it, you know you're up against like the best in the world. You know? So I came in 8th in that one. I beat people because they failed, like all their lifts.
I mean, that's how it is,
That's how
right?
it is. I mean, like you have 3 attempts for the snatch and you have 3 attempts for the clean and jerk. So I made some attempts and then some people didn't. So.
And then if I'm not wrong, towards the tail end of last year, was it? I'm not sure which competition it was. You hit your personal best.
I try to hit my personal best in every competition I go to.
Okay.
But last year was the World Championships. So that was where I I hit my personal best, but then I did it again this year at this one. This was the Australian Open.
Right.
I hit a 300 kg total. It was the first time I've done it, so that was a nice thing.
And that's how it works in weightlifting, right? They add up the two weights
correct.
together to get
And
the
that's your
total.
Correct.
Wow, this is some heavy stuff. So speaking of heavy stuff, in the lead up towards the Olympics, you've got to hit a certain number of qualifiers, right?
You have to hit 6 over a period of 18 months. So, and in every month you have to hit at least 1. You have to compete at least 1 in every 6-month period. Sorry, in every 6-month period. Yeah.
Okay.
This is part of the new like anti-doping thing, because a lot. I mean, like in history, you had like people kind of getting on something for a long time and then coming off just before a competition. So now they want to make sure you're clean 18 months. So we have to kind of put our names on the WADA thing, and then yeah.
Really early. So in light of what happened with COVID-19. I know you had a training plan.
Yep.
And we follow you on Instagram. We know that, as is with any athlete in this kind of sport,
Yep.
there is always like a 2-year plan, a 3-year plan ahead of a major
Yep.
competition.
Yep.
When obviously let's say pre-COVID, what was your training plan like?
We were kind of working towards some numbers because I think the thing about weightlifting is a bit different from other sports. I mean, other sports, I'm sure you have to build skill and everything.
Yeah.
But for weightlifting, if you can't pick up 200 kg off the floor, you can't pick up 200 kg off the floor. So you're going to need to kind of like stage your numbers that way. So we were kind of I've been in preparation for the Olympics since I think I'm not going to say 2019. January 2019 is when I first started competing, but we started the prep in 2018 after the Commonwealth Games. So it was like, I think like maybe September, we started really coming back on to work hard for it. So it's been, I think like, I don't know, like something like 16 or 18 months.
You sound tired.
I'm very tired, man. Like, I think because it's this, right? You have to kind of make sure it's this, and realistically, it's really this, right? You kind of go up and down.
Yeah.
But you keep on the down, you go up higher, right? So we've been doing that for about 18 months, and when this COVID thing hit, all the gyms were closed. So I think I needed so many plates, I needed so many things that I had to combine resources from both level and SWF, the Weightlifting Federation.
Yeah.
So we brought that to my house. So I set up like a corner in my car park where I have to kind of train by myself, and that was fine. But the thing about it is that I can't drop anything because it'll definitely crack the ground. So I think it's one thing to be able to snatch, 120 up here, but it's another thing to lower the 120 from
I
up
can
here.
snatch 20. Let's just put some things in perspective, right? I've snatched 20, I think 25 tops at one point, and you're snatching over 200.
My best is 135. So, and that's okay, but then the clean and jerk, to have like 150 up here, lowering it
and
down.
then lowering down real slow.
That's been the hardest thing I think about training at home. And then I think towards the end of April, they had a clarification on the BCA requirements, and they were like, oh, you can't train in common areas anymore.
Yes.
So I was like, okay.
So then what happened?
So then I had to shift everything up to my house, and I have like a roof terrace, which is like I train here, and then there's a glass wall, and then it's 5 stories down. So you
can't mess up.
I can't mess up. Like there is no room for failure. So I think the whole focus of training had to shift from we can't be on this road up anymore. We just need to kind of keep the movement, keep all your technique and everything, which is annoying because I think when you've been like that for 18 months to kind of go down and just kind of do that kind of took a toll a bit.
Mentally, how do you cope when it comes to dealing with this kind of stuff? Because it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, right? Things getting cancelled, coming back, getting cancelled, coming back. What's the main coping mechanism aside from having a beautiful wife?
that helps a lot. I think recovery is very, very, very important. But I think with this as well, a lot of things is inside. Weightlifting is a very lonely sport. So I think having the ability to talk about these things kind of makes it better because I guess it just gets it out. There's a lot of junk that goes around in your head, like the expectations versus whatever. So I think having Ellen in there is good because you can chat with her about that, and having friends check in as well. That's a good thing.
Always nice to have your best friend living with you.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks,
I'm so glad we got to chat. We're going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, it's time to break it down with the weights with Xiang.
feels like I haven't seen you in a very long
I
time.
know. I'm back. We're back.
Okay, welcome back.
Been having fun shopping. Everyone's been commenting saying where they're going to be flexing their new Under Armour gear in the park, doing home workouts. Josh, I know you said you're going to flex while you're on your Skype and Zoom sessions.
I want
That's
to see a
absolutely awesome.
photo of that. If you're not taking a photo of that, then it clearly did not happen. So if you are going to be flexing in your new Under Armour gear, make sure you tell us where in the comments, because you could stand a chance to win one of 3 shoe bags that we are giving away from Under Armour. And if you're doing a little bit of shopping, then remember to use the code GetActiveTV for 40% off only until 3 p.m. today. You're
Retail
welcome.
therapy, right? It works.
Oh, totally.
So we've had the Spartan family on with us so far. We also had John in for a little bit of a chat about weightlifting and how that's going. And speaking of weights, we're going into our breakdown segment. We've got Xiang with us, going to go through some various movements that includes weights as well, making sure that everyone's got the best form.
All right, welcome to the segment we call Break It Down. My name is Xiang, and today I'm going to literally break down the movements for you, viewers at home. So today the movement that we'll be doing is called the Russian twist, and I think some of us might or might not know the Russian twist. So here I am today. We're going to show you how it's done. There will be some progression, regression, so that you can challenge yourself at any level that you are. And once you're ready, move from the simpler to the slightly more advanced movement, right? So, but when we are doing exercises, we want to make sure that not only are we doing it fast, more importantly, we're doing it correctly, right? So there's no point really doing certain movements too fast in order to accomplish a number of reps, right? Because firstly, you might not be targeting the correct muscles. Nextly, you might even injure yourself in the long run, right? So let's get down to the Russian twist. So Russian twist is a movement for your core mainly, right? So this one, the focus is on your core, not so much your legs or even your shoulders. So let's get down to the floor. What you want to be doing, a few things to look out for, even before we start with the weights, right? So nicely seated on the floor, bum. You can bend your knees, or not you should be bending your knees, right? About 90 degrees. Then what you want to do next is sort of slowly find the angle that your core is working. So you want to, because when you're sitting straightened up, there's not much work on your core. So you want to slowly lean back, and then once you find at a certain angle, okay, my core is working. So essentially, this is like a V-sit before you start the Russian twist. So now the Russian twist is that the word twist comes in, right? You want to tighten your core. You don't want to round your body, right? You don't round your shoulders in. Neither do you want your shoulders to be shrugged. So what you want to do is open up your chest, keeping your body in that nice, firm, straight line. And then from there, right, you want to imagine, without the weights, just tap the side, tap the side, right? Just keep tapping and keep moving. And you realize the core is just twisting. So it's a twisting kind of activity, right? Twisting, tapping. You want to have that full range so that you have a nice twist on your spine, right? Some people might say that you want to look forward and just rotate your shoulders. That's fine as well, right? The movement comes from the core. So you're actually twisting from the core, not just putting your hands from side to side, okay? So next, you want to test yourself. Once you're ready, heels gently off. And then now the only contact point is your bum, right? So you want to be seated firmly on your bum, chest up, same thing, tapping from side to side. And you realize that your feet shouldn't be moving too much. I'm not saying that you can't move. Try not to move too much, right? Because if not, you're actually using a lot of momentum, right? Next, for people who want challenge, take a weight, anything at home if you have, if not, a dumbbell will be fine. Very simple. Hold the weight about 90 degrees away from you. Same thing, you can start with your heels on the floor first. Take the weight, turn your body. As you can see, that my arms do not move from my shoulders, right? Twist and twist, right? It's not going down, right? The angle. So just twist, tap, twist, twist. Really, if the weight is on your left, you're using your right side to pull it back. And then the weight is on my right, I'm using my left side. So it's a nice twist. Next challenge, as per similar to the one before, heels off, right? Heels off, you twist. I can feel a burn, not just in my core, a bit on my shoulders because I'm holding the weight. And more importantly, my hips, this area is really burning because it's sitting contract, right? Like this. To make it even harder, right? I'm going to try. You're going to make it harder. You're going to do with your legs straight, okay? So I'm going to just try a few times. Legs as straight as you can, twist, twist. Make sure you keep them off the floor. As you can see, our knees tend to bend, so try to push them up. So that's the harder one. The next one, for more variety, you can try a bit of body coordination as well, right? You want to be bringing your alternate legs in and out, right? So if I were to twist towards the left, I will pull my right knee in and so on and so forth. So we're going to try, right? In, like cycling, right? So you're having a full body workout, your legs are working, your hips are working, your core, your shoulders are working. Nice and easy. And we're just going to rest for a while. So a few things to look out for when we're doing this. Never ever round your back, right? So because in real life, we are not standing, we're not picking things up, bringing from side to side in a slouching position. So same thing if you're on the floor, lift your chest up, right? And make sure it's strong, lifted. The key word is lift, right? So I think that's the main focus that people always get wrong. Don't hunch your back, keep your shoulders open, chest lifted, and that's how you do a Russian twist. So with that, please try at home, video yourself, and if you do video yourself, share your post by tagging Get Active SG with us so that we can see what you're doing. Maybe we can share some tips, and hopefully you enjoy and learn something today. And it's back to Kelly and Barbara.
Thanks so much, Xiang.
What a gun show.
What a gun show.
Those muscles, man.
I know. Anyway, we're going to go for a short break so that you can get your breath back after doing all of those Russian twists. When we come back, we've still got a little bit more coming your way, plus a reminder about that Under Armour promo happening right here, courtesy of Get Active TV. Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's going to make me feel strong and ready to go. I love how this rush gear makes me feel. Every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's going to make me feel strong and ready to go.
Welcome back.
Welcome you back.
Welcome back to The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. Earlier on in the show, we have given you the Under Armour promo code GetActiveTV. Use that today by 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. is the cutoff time to make sure that you get 40% off whatever is in your cart on regular priced items on underarmour.com.
So if you want to flex in your gear like us today, Kelly's fully decked out. You've got the shoes, the tights, the jacket, everything. I think it's just great, man, because retail therapy is fantastic. Now, speaking of making ourselves feel good, we also want to make other people feel good. And some of the people that have really been affected by the COVID-19 situation are obviously our foreign workers here in Singapore.
That's right. So we want you to be able to send them a little bit of love. It doesn't take much. We're not asking you to donate lots and lots of money. What we're saying is send your messages of love to these guys.
Encouragement,
and you can do so via 8110 love. And for those of you who have no idea how to type in
Love.
a letter because you've never had to use a keypad phone where you need to key in 3 times to get L, it is 8110 5683.
Oh, good job, Kelly.
I know, not
Remember the good old days when you had a keypad?
Exactly. Those messages will be forwarded to the foreign workers in their own native languages, a variety of Bengali, Hindi, Tamil, Mandarin, Burmese, and trust me, it's going to go a long way just to help boost their morale and all
Help them
of the
stay
messages.
connected with their families as well.
correct.
Family is very, very important in these kind of times. And speaking of, we've got some fabulous stuff coming up tomorrow. It's Mother's Day on Sunday, so we're having a little bit of a Mother's Day special tomorrow.
It's all about those pregnant mummies. Annabelle Chu from Weeba, who is currently expecting, will be joining us in studio showing us how to stretch it out for the mothers. We know that COVID is hitting them quite hard as well. Plus, we've got another mummy coming in, Sue-Ann Heng, Mike Kasem's wife. She is also expecting. She's about 8 weeks away, I think, from popping.
Nearly there.
And then we've got our own mother coming in. Speaking of mothers.
Mama Latimer's coming on the show.
So the only person who is not a mother that will be on the show is Barbara.
All right, I get it. Okay, I am taking my time. There is no
Asian
pressure.
Asian pressure coming your way. So make sure you join us again tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll have more giveaways, but remember, 3 Under Armour shoe bags coming your way. Just comment where you're going to be flexing in your UA gear, and don't forget to use the promo code
Get Active TV
for 40% off all the way through until 3 p.m. today. That's it from us.
That's right. If you're chilling out, make sure you stay strong and stay at home.